So we're ready to get this draft started. PPR draft. We in the game. I'm going for the 5 spot. Tyler, it looks like you're going from the 9 spot, huh?
Yeah. I just random spot, to be honest.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this thing going, man. No, I think you're right on the cap side. Hopefully, because I know they said they wanted to be a Steeler for life. So hopefully Steelers get that done. Because otherwise, I don't know. I feel like defensively, though, it wasn't too much of a drop-off. Even though I know Fitzpatrick's better, it doesn't seem like too much of a drop-off.
No, and honestly, I know, like, Minka hasn't, I don't want to say he hasn't done a lot, but he hasn't been as impactful these past 2 seasons as he was prior. Like, he only has 1 interception over the past 2 years. So I don't know if there's been like a switch in how they're doing things different, like with it, but I don't know. But also they have Slay, so it'll be interesting to see if one of them now becomes kind of like a slot corner. Or they do. I don't know what they're going to do. But hey, I think Jalen Ramsey is still a good football player.
Me too.
And I think it's really good, one of the best cornerback rooms in the NFL now with Joey Porter Jr., him and Slay. So
probably going to move him around a little bit, have him guard some bigger like tight ends and stuff too. Like, I think it's a good move, especially they need him. Like, and you play Baltimore and they got like Likely and D-Hop and Mark Andrews. Like, he can match up a little bit with some of those guys. You don't always got to put him on. And then like Cincinnati, it's like Cincinnati got firepower for days. He can guard Gesicki. Like, I just think it gives them a little bit more where some of those AFC North teams have like receivers at the tight end position. David Njoku, like same thing. So
I think it gives them a better chance of do I think the Steelers are going to win it? Absolutely not.
No.
But they're just pushing all their chips because, hey.
Yeah.
Shout
out to everybody in the chat today. You got a Superflex video already? Yeah, we've done a couple Superflex mocks. I don't know if we can get one today. Maybe. For sure we'll do a 10-team. I got a request for a 10-team half-point PPR, so we can do that after this one. How do y'all join the mock this quick? Listen, it's June and we already getting like filled up drafts. So make sure you guys get here early. I don't know if anybody has a bot, but like also share the wealth too. Like if you get in one mock draft, maybe, you know what I'm saying, leave it open for somebody else to get in the next one.
I try to tell my followers that, but they don't
be listening. They trying to be part of it.
They want to, which, hey.
I'm not mad.
And when it's hard of the draft season, I'll do like 2 mocks at the same time. That way more people, and I tell them, hey, if you're in one, then just don't join this other one. Like,
I don't know how you do 2 at the same time, bro. That's crazy. You keep a longer clock?
No.
You do 30-second clock still?
Yeah.
How many times you auto draft on that thing? You probably auto draft all the time on there.
No, I honestly with mocks, I'm pretty locked in. Like I've done so many drafts already that I know like what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. It's crazy because, like, I think I get a lot of, it's too early, right, for mock drafts. I get a lot of, like, why are you drafting so early? But I think this is how you sharpen your saw. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And I feel like when you're able to go through the mock drafts, even right now, you can kind of establish, like, trends in ADP and trends in who people like, and then even how your team looks after you go a certain way. So I think for me, one thing I've been trying to do is lock in, like, one running back early on. But I'm finding that a lot of the receivers I like are slipping. Like if I'm in the middle of the first round, I find like, Drake London's there sometimes. AJ Brown's there for me sometimes. The back end of the first, I see a lot of like Tyreek Hill, Garrett Wilson. I like those players. And so it's been kind of tough for me, especially if I go receiver early, to lock in another running back. I don't know. I'm trying to figure that part out too, because I get asked that a lot. Like, hey, when should I take a running back? Or like, when do you go running back? So I think this year's been I'm still kind of playing that game of like fine tuning receiver early, or make sure I get a running back.
I'd like to have ideally one running back early, because I think that there's like the top 12 backs, I would say like top 13. I feel really, really good about, and then it's not even that after that I don't feel good about the guys, but it's just I don't like them as much as like the top 13, like 12 guys. You took James Cook?
I don't know why I did that. That was a panic. I'm not gonna lie, that was a straight up panic pick. Like I was going through it, I was looking at the receivers, and I have this. I'll be honest with you. After Marv goes, there's this cluster of receivers that I don't really know how to gauge. Like T. Higgins, obviously the upside's there, but he doesn't stay healthy. Mike Evans, probably a floor player at this point of a time instead of a ceiling play. Devontae Adams, the secondary receiver. DJ Moore, we don't know what his role is going to look like in this new offense. And DK Metcalf's ceiling's probably a little bit capped. Obviously the touchdowns can be there, but I don't think he could be a top 10 guy. He's probably more of a top 15 guy. The only other person I was thinking about was Brock Bowers at that time. It was taking a tight end, and then I looked at the running backs. I was like, I could have went Kamara, but it was a little early. That's all. So
no, I mean I would have went with Brock.
Yeah, I'm not mad at
Chase
that.
Brown.
I'm not mad. If I would have went Brock there, I wouldn't have been mad. I just don't like taking tight end early this year.
Yeah, I think that those guys in the third round though is different than like the second round.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. You're probably right. If looking back at it, I think that was probably a little bit of my like hesitation, but it got down to 3 seconds, and I'm like, man, let me just pick.
And so you just took the worst one that you could.
I did, bro. I did. I don't take a lot of James Cook, but I mean, he had 16 touchdowns.
I think James Cook is fine.
He's one of those players. If we're wrong about him, he's going to be incredible value again.
No, I like James Cook for where, like, I would take, Trey McBride, Brock Bowers, Chase Brown, like those three guys definitely over James Cook. And then I think it's like James Cook range. He's definitely in there.
Yeah. Any ESPN mocks today? Do you guys want to do the 10-team draft on ESPN? We can do that because I think they're set up for half point. I want to say they're set up for half point. But Justin, can you cover where you think Braun is going to go in any recent NBA moves? I'll go over that quickly here. I think Braun's probably going to stay, but it is interesting to see him take that last year instead of normally where he takes a second year in that deal. I think for Dallas to try to get him, I don't see the Lakers giving Dallas giving the Lakers enough to move LeBron to where it's worth it outside of like Kyrie, AD. Like there's a lot that would have to go right for that to happen, in my opinion. And then as far as, oh my God, I'll never take quarterback this early. And I'm not starting today. And then as far as like New York, I think New York could get him. I just don't see it happening with New York. The team Cleveland obviously seems about right. Like when you can get Garland, maybe Jared Allen, another shooter, and then some picks. When you put that alongside, Luka and Austin Reeves. But I don't know. I kind of think Braun just stays in LA personally. And then any recent NBA moves. What happened today? Recent KD to the Rockets. Well, let me talk NBA after. Kate, don't let me forget to talk NBA after we do this mock. That way I got a little bit more time. We're not in the draft. You got to keep the flow going. Who is the starting tight end for Miami? Damn, that's a good question.
I know it's really bad.
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually. I don't know
who it is.
I don't
know if it's like Smythe.
It might be Smythe. They didn't draft anybody, did they?
What's that?
Did they draft somebody?
I don't think so. Maybe. I don't remember the draft, honestly.
Julian Hill.
Is that who they have? Julian Hill. No, Smythe's not even there anymore.
I don't know.
Pharaoh Brown.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I could make that up, but I don't even know who Julian Hill is, bro.
They said that they are in the market for trying to get somebody.
Yeah, it makes sense. I can see like the Chargers have like 4 tight ends. You got Disley. I think they signed Conklin, and then Aronde Gatson. They drafted him as well, and they really like him.
They didn't like try to get, I don't know, Freiermuth or
Freiermuth or Washington.
Darnell Washington. Like maybe try to.
They must have something else in the works.
Not trying to.
They gotta have something else in the works. I feel like you have to have something else in the work if you do that. Okay. Gone a little too far on the quarterback hate, bro. A little too far on the quarterback hate. First mock with you, J-Han, been trying to get in for time. Good, man. Good. As we go through the offseason too, it's probably going to be harder to get into mock drafts. What I'm going to try to do is if you guys post mock drafts in the Discord, I'm going to try to just hop in there when I got some free time, even if I'm not on live. So that way everybody has a chance, to get in a couple mocks. If you're watching right now and you have not got your ticket to Fantasy Football Training Camp, get a free ticket on me. just go to the website, fftcamp.com, and click. There's a free ticket waiting for you to the first 1,000 people. So if you're watching this stream, even afterward, the first 1,000 people get a ticket to FFT Camp for free. We are going to have some amazing guests there. Dante Culpepper is lined up to speak at the event. We also have some pretty big names in the fantasy space. Myself, Tyler, expected to be there in attendance if all goes according to plan. Some other big names here in this space, some of the big fantasy guys that you've gotten to know and love. Laquan Jones from NFL Network is going to be there. We got Brad Evans from Yahoo, or used to be with Yahoo, will be on there. A lot. There's a lot coming your guys' way. So if you have not got a ticket to that, it's going to be the biggest event in fantasy football. Trust me, it's going to be the biggest event. And if things work out, there may even be a more special guest than that. So stay tuned. There might be a very special guest. I don't want to drop too many hints on that. I can't drop too many hints on that one, Tyler, because if it pops, it pops. If it happens, it's gonna break fantasy football, this industry, man. But does everyone join in the first 5 seconds? I don't know how everybody gets in the mocks. You got to be quick though. Got to be quick. Hey, Father Jahan, do you think McCarthy will be decent to draft Jettis as a first-round pick? I had this question posed to me, Tyler, and I want you to answer this. I love Justin Jefferson. I took him. I think he's going to be fine. But I want you to answer this because I had this question posed to me on a TikTok live, and it was, I took Justin Jefferson at the 101, took him over everything. Like, what's the difference between, obviously I know you love Chase, so your answer is going to be a little skewed, but what's the difference between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase in your opinion?
Between Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, just that playing with the lead quarterback, I would say that's a big difference. I do like, and I've talked about this before. Like, I don't want to say that I was out on Justin Jefferson last year. It's just where he was going. I wasn't a big fan of. Like, I wanted CD definitely, like Jamar Chase over him easily. There were other guys I was taking over him, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah. And
like Justin Jefferson still put up a good season, obviously. Was wide receiver 2 or 3 or something like that. But it, like, and I say this a lot, he did put up his lowest points per game total since his rookie season. A reason being is Sam Darnold. It's not a pumpkin, but you went on auto draft. He's not as good as Kirk Cousins when before the Achilles tear. Kirk Cousins was pretty good. I do think that there's a chance JJ McCarthy could be bad. I'm not saying that like that's likely, but there's a wide range of outcomes, and if he is bad, it's definitely going to hurt Jay Jettis. But Jay Jettis, showed it even with a not great quarterback who still had a good season. Can still put up good numbers.
That's what I told him. I said that what you're betting on is that JJ McCarthy is good. Like, you have to bet on that with Justin Jefferson. And I don't mind the bet because if he pans out, you're like, okay,
take him at the 101.
Yeah, but taking him at the 101, exactly. There's so much more security with Barkley, with Robinson. But the only thing is, if you want Justin Jefferson, you have to take him.
Yeah.
So I just think with CeeDee Lamb, better quarterback play. Even like St. Brown, there's better quarterback play. I mean, shit, even you're getting to like that Brian Thomas range where it's like the quarterback play doesn't outweigh the receiver talent because we know how talented Justin Jefferson is. So I think you get a nice floor this year with Justin Jefferson, somewhere around 1,500 yards. I think we might be missing the ceiling unless JJ McCarthy is just way better than we expect.
No, absolutely. I think that where you got him is where he should be going, personally. That's where I think Jay Jettis, because he offers, like you said, a safe floor. We know how good he is. The one thing that I'll say is, and I'm not saying like JJ McCarthy is going to be horrendous, just like Browning, the backup for the Bengals. Jamar Chase, we saw last year, wide receiver 1, but one bro got hurt. He was, I want to say, wide receiver 10, 12 on the season that year because quarterback play. So I'm not saying that JJ McCarthy is going to be that bad, but there is a chance he could be pretty shit. But he could be good. He could be really good.
Could be.
Then you're looking at Jay Jettis as a wide. That's the difference between those other guys. Like, I'd still even take Gibbs because I do think Gibbs could be the RB1. Obviously, Jamar Chase can be or Justin Jefferson can be. It just need to make sure JJ is good.
Yeah, you got to have. I think for sure you need to make sure JJ is like you. I think with the top 6 picks, top 4 specifically, you just have a little bit of time. You don't really need to make that move. Like you can wait next year and get Jettas. Like I don't think the upside for me isn't 2,000 yards like it is with Chase.
Yeah.
It's not 130 catches like it is with CeeDee Lamb.
Yeah.
It's not 2,000 total yards like it is with Barkley and Robinson. So
yeah. No, I agree.
You still high on Mixon. I don't know how to feel about him there, but I still grabbed him. Where'd you get Mixon at? You got Mixon third round. Oh, no, that's perfect. End of the third round. I think that's great value for a guy that was averaging, I think he was the RB2 all the way up until week 14. So on per game average. So I think Joe Mixon is going to be incredible. Even with Nick Chubb there, I'm not really worried about Nick Chubb. So yes, I'm still high on Mixon. Don't judge me for my James Cook pick, all right? Don't judge me for the pick, bro. Don't judge it. Another sleeper mock today. Yes, we will do another sleeper today. Hey, Jayhan and Ty, general question for y'all. Who in the league is the best at throwing with anticipation? Are there any young QBs you think do that really well? Well, for me, I think Tua is one of the best anticipation throwers, throwing in space. Brock Purdy is pretty good at throwing into space as well. And it depends. I think the thing is, it's normally those are system guys, right? Like guys that throw to spots instead of throwing to their receivers. So I think all quarterbacks could probably do that, but I think like Tua, I think when I think of great quarterbacks that do that, it's like Tua. I think Brock Purdy does that really well.
I don't know about young. Well, I guess those are those young guys then.
Yeah, I know. Are they still considered young guys, right?
I mean, I think that CJ Stroud, like when he has a clean pocket. And I know, obviously people are disappointed after last year, but things kind of fell apart around him. Not so much his fault. I don't think he was great, but
we think about CJ Stroud because the one thing about the Texans is that the offensive line is still still bad.
Rough. Yeah.
So if the offensive line is still bad, and I mean I know they got a whole bunch of receivers now, but you also get the ground. They like to run the football. DeMeco Ryans likes to run the football. I'm kind of concerned that CJ Stroud is going to be in this place where like he had an insane rookie year, but then like he's going to kind of fizzle out into like this mid-tier, like almost a little harsh, but like a watered down version of Dak.
No, I mean he definitely could be because I did a bunch of not mocks, best ball drafts over at Underdog today for Superflex, and it's pretty crazy to see CJ Stroud. He goes down near like every single time. He was down there with like Bryce Young, Matthew Stafford, Michael Penix, all those kind of guys. And it's pretty crazy because just last year he was being drafted. Wasn't he like in the 4th or 5th round of drafts last year?
Yeah, I mean, but we do that all the time, though. We do that all the time.
So for me personally, I don't mind him down there because, like, if it's a super flex, like in a one quarterback league, I wouldn't worry about taking CJ Stroud whatsoever. He'll probably be on the waivers unless he has a blow up few games. People will jump back on. But like super flex, if I can get him as my quarterback 2 and I have a really good quarterback 1, I mean, I don't mind that. I don't think he's going to have a great season. Because like you said, the offensive line, but hey, like maybe the offensive line doesn't end up being as bad as people anticipate. And CJ Stroud, we did see flashes, high-end traits. Like maybe he is able to overcome that and his weapons stay healthy. Nico stays healthy and kind of bounce back. But I do worry. And I think he's going kind of where he should right now in drafts.
Yeah, I think CJ Stroud's an interesting case because it would shock me a lot if he finishes like a top 5 to 7 quarterback, but I don't think it would shock me if he finished like top 12.
Yeah, if he's like towards quarterback 12, 13, 14, a high-end QB2, yeah, I wouldn't be shocked at that. But that's not somebody I would want for, once again, one quarterback leagues. More of like a quarterback 2 and a super flex.
Yeah. Jayhan sniping me on JMO and Rome now. So it's funny because like I'm looking at my team right now and I don't really like it. But it has players that I like though. Like I don't know, it's kind of weird.
I
How you
don't
feel
mind
about
my
your squad
team
right
now.
now? No?
What's that?
How you feel about your team?
I don't mind it. Like I mean, I know I don't have a great RB2, but like I love like a lot of the other players that I have. And I kind of like after this trade, I kind of like Caleb Johnson a little bit more now. And the reason being is I just think that move leads to this team being such a smash mouth. Like we already knew they were, but now having like those tight ends,
Yeah.
like they're going to line up in 12 personnel. Like they could even have my kids are yelling. They could even have like one wide receiver on the field and then it's 3 tight ends. And I don't know. I just think that Caleb Johnson has a specific role in this offense, and that's going to be running the football.
It'll be
And
Najee.
yeah, but he could be better than Najee because
Or
Najee
it
was
could be the
also
same, or it could be worse too.
I also
He's a
like this
third round
offense
pick.
better. Personally, I like this offense better with Aaron Rodgers under center than like what they had last year. Like I think it'll lead to more scoring opportunities than what
Is
it did
Aaron
last year.
Rodgers that much better than Russell Wilson at this point in his career?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it'll look a little different.
Russell Wilson is
Russell Wilson's
ass.
decent. Russell Wilson's decent.
Ass.
I think they're both similar quarterbacks. Yeah, they're both like 3,500 yards.
I think that Aaron Rodgers is better than Russell Wilson.
Slightly. I'll give him slightly. But I think this offense, when you talk about like Jonnu coming in, I think their plan has always been smash mouth, but I don't think this offense changes a whole lot. Like you go get a bigger body in DK. You're right. You know what? Maybe you might be right because you get a bigger body in DK, who's a good run blocker. You get Jonnu, who can block now, and you can use him at different spots. You can use him in line. You got Pat Frymuth. You got Darnell Washington, who's like big ass blocker. So maybe you're right on that. Actually, maybe you're right.
And they got last year they had Fontana who was hurt, so he'll be back. I think the offensive line, like this offensive line could be very, very good this year. This could be a group that they've been throwing a lot of pieces at it for years now, and they had McCormick and the center there, Frazier, that were rookies last year that played really well. Fontana was hurt last year, the rookie. Broderick Jones, I mean, they have high hopes for him, but like there's a lot of pieces here that they've thrown a lot of draft pieces over the past few years now where maybe it just doesn't come to fruition, but I do think there's a chance that it could be one of the better offensive lines of football if these guys, these young players take the step that they need to. But of course, maybe it doesn't happen. They're just not very good and they missed the draft picks and they suck. But I think that there's hope with that offensive line going into the season.
Yeah.
And I like Caleb Johnson, like the player. So
I think he was okay. Like even coming out, I thought he was okay. I didn't think he was like great. But for that, but with the Steelers, that's what you need. You just need somebody who can kind of grind it. The person that Jaylen Warren becomes very interesting too. So
yeah, no, I agree. Where did he go?
He went afterward. I think he went after Caleb Johnson, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, he went 9th round. Damn, he went way down there.
Yeah, way down here. Oh shit's my pick.
Am I lagging? You're lagging.
Am I lagging right now? Am I back?
Yeah, you're good.
All right. I'm gonna grab one more back. Let's go with
Baseball.
Just went Rico. I don't love it. I hate this team, by the way. I hate this team. Honestly, I hate this team. Kate is so your team ass. You're right, bro. This is not a J-Hen type team. You know what though? But it's different. Like when you gotta
experience as many drafts as we'll be doing this year. You
all
gotta
the same players, right?
Yeah, it gets boring when you just draft the same players over and over.
But it's funny because then you can kind of be like, all right, if I try this out, this didn't end the way I thought it was going to. And it sucks when you draft with a whole bunch of people that draft just like you too. I'll say that. I will say that, man. Kelsey is washed this year. Is probably his last. Have we talked about this Chiefs offense? Because I kind of think this Chiefs offense is going to be explosive this year.
I think it could be really good.
I think this Chiefs offense is going to be way more reminiscent of what we saw in 2013 than what we saw last year. Last year, the team was just banged up. You get Rashee Rice is out. You got Kelsey playing wash. He was just washed last year, just not playing at a high level for the early part of the year. Hollywood Brown was out. You get all those guys back. You get Xavier Worthy in his second year. You add speed downfield. I can just see is that Isaiah Pacheco's back, and you add Kareem Hunt to that. I could just see this offense being like way more explosive than we're even thinking. Like potentially even like 5,000-yard Mahomes again.
I think we kind of thought that last year, and then it just all imploded. Like all of them got hurt, and we said that like they retooled, bringing in Hollywood Brown, the speed on the outside could be there.
Yeah.
So I agree. Like nothing's changed. It's just they really disappointed last year because everybody got hurt, and I would say that's kind of like it's a discounted offense because that's just what happens in fantasy. Like they disappoint, people get that bad taste in their mouth, and then they're out. They don't want anything to do with it. I personally, though, I do think Travis Kelce I think Travis Kelce is going to be a little disappointing unless he has not even really. I think that he could be really disappointing unless he has some big spike week, like not spike week, big touchdowns.
He will
totals because last year it was really down. I think he only had 5 touchdowns last year. Yeah. So I that's one that I do think like because I think Rashee Rice, and it was clear last year when Rashee Rice was in there, like he basically took over Travis Kelce's role, like middle of the field, yards after catch, getting in the soft part of the zones, that kind of stuff. So, but yeah, I could see Travis Kelce just having like a last hurrah and have like 10 plus touchdowns.
Yeah, I can see it. I can see Kelce like going out on a good note here, but I don't know. All right, let's do this. Instead of ranking the teams, because I know you guys, we're rating the teams. I'm like, let's get an extra mock in. But what I want to start doing is, and you guys, this will give you guys a chance too to like let us know where we at. Best pick, worst pick of the round. Like your favorite pick, worst pick in like 10, 15 seconds. What was your favorite pick? If you're looking at the board right now, your favorite pick that you see here on the mock, best value, and then worst pick that you see. You guys can let us know in the comments too. Like the reason why I said that is because Pat Mahomes, him down here, I think this is one of the best values you can get, bro. Like that was incredible value to me in the 8th round.
Are we doing it?
Me and you. Best pick, worst pick. Okay. Like the pick, you're like, why did you do that shit? And then the other pick, like, damn, you got hella. That was a great, incredible steal.
Okay. So you want me to go with my best value right now?
Best value and worst value.
All right. So I mean, me personally, like, I'm gonna be biased. I think Josh Allen in the 4th round is incredible value. I understand that it's a quarterback, but like. And I agree with you with Patrick Mahomes too. A10 is really nice, but like QB1, Josh Allen, 4th round, I like that. And then worst value, go ahead. Do you have one already?
Yeah, I do.
Go ahead.
I do. And I'll look at obviously like for me, what I'm looking for is who's going around those certain players. And when I see Amarian Hampton, I know you really like him, but like I think that's a little early for him, in my opinion, when we don't know what his workload's like. He went in the 5th round, so he's in the 5th round.
Like that there.
I know you do, but for me, I'm just not a big Hampton guy, especially we don't know what that workload looks like early on. So, and then me, I think I didn't like that James Cook pick I had too. And then my best pick, I think my favorite pick here, probably Jonathan Taylor at the end of the 2nd. Because like Jonathan Taylor, he could have easily made that his 3rd round pick. Like Jonathan Taylor in the 2nd and 3rd when he could be a top 5 back is insane. I think that Taylor pick is crazy.
The worst pick, I'm gonna go with I hate this, like Jerry Jeudy, 5'10". Like I just think there's other guys that I'd rather take.
Not feeling Jeudy this year?
No, I think he was very lucky that Jameis Winston played when he did because that's when he scored like all of his points if you go and look at it. So for me personally, like I'd rather take like both the rookie wide receivers over him, Cortland Sutton over. Like there's just other guys I'd rather go over him.
Yeah. So Mahomes for sure. Worst pick round 1, Amon-Ra. Jay Bryant easily the best team. Okay, I ain't mad at that. Worst pick Terry.
Why is Amon-Ra a bad pick? Is that
Maybe
what he's
early?
saying?
Yeah, maybe early over Gibbs.
That's the
We're
only
dealing
person
with the
I
knee
wouldn't.
injury.
That's the only person I wouldn't.
What about Brian Thomas? I got
Oh,
Brian Thomas over St. Brown.
St. Brown's been a top 3 wide receiver for the past 2 years.
He's boring. He's a boring pick.
He is boring, and I think that's the problem. Is like drafting fatigue. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's Amon-Ra St. Brown."
Yeah, Devontae in the fourth is crazy. I think getting Devontae in the fourth is crazy. J-Mo's bad.
He goes there kind of though.
He does go there, but like to say the
J-Mo
name
is bad.
Devontae
I didn't want to shit on that team too bad, but I did not like the J-Mo pick.
I didn't like the J-Mo pick too. It was just upside because I think he'll be like a top 20 guy this year. That was more of just like I think I wanted to get J-Mo on a team. I haven't drafted him.
Yeah.
So I want to see what the team
You're just
like
going with a team you don't draft.
Yes. Yeah. Except for the first Tyreek Hill I was taking.
Yeah, the first 2 picks I would say, yeah.
Where's value Tyreek Hill in the second? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. All right. We got the other draft ready to go. You got in there yet? All right, we got through the draft ready to go. This is a 10-team league. This one will be quick. All right. This one will be quick, and then we'll get into one more. Wait, no, look at my explanation. Where's your explanation, bro? Where's your explanation? Kate, I didn't see your explanation, bro. I ain't see it.
For what?
He said, wait, look at my explanation. I said, I ain't see it.
Well, what did he say before that?
About maybe it was about St. Brown. Oh, because he said I did see it. I thought we were doing every round.